26 to 30, right? So we'll just start with the prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamutirayet Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttam Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtake Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yetkripatam Aham Vande Shri Gurum Deenatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Harihi Om Tat Sat Om Agnanati Mirandasya Gnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Mena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavade Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Mataji, anybody sharing or you want me to share?
Yes, Mataji.
I can share.
Yeah, Mataji. Rohini Mataji will share.
Yeah. Yeah, Hare Krishna. So, text 26, right?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. Yeah, Ansuya Mataji, she can read the shloka. Rohini, no, Sarika Mataji can read the translation.
Hare Krishna Mataji, pranams.
Hare Krishna.
Atmanasya parasyapi yah karotyantarodharam tasya binna drusho mrutyar vidhade bhayam ulbhanam. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. As the blazing fire of death, I cause fear to whoever makes the least discrimination between himself and other living entities because of a different outlook. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, Sudha Mataji can read the purport because it's a small purport. We can just quickly read it.
Hare Krishna Mataji, pranams. Purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. There are bodily differentiations among all varieties of living entities, but a devotee should not distinguish between one living entity and another on such a basis. A devotee's outlook should be that of both the soul and the super soul are equally present in all varieties of living entities. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So, the chapter is entitled Explanation of Devotional Service. If you ask me, this would be the most important chapter for us as practicing devotees, because devotional service is what we have understood that we have to be doing. I'll just read the translation of 25th chapter so that we just get a continuity. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Performing his prescribed duties, one should worship the deity of the Supreme Personality of Godhead until one realizes my presence in his own heart and in the hearts of other living entities as well. Okay, so devotional service. Now this particular shloka, shloka 26, is talking about death. As blazing fire of death, I cause great fear to whoever makes the least discrimination between himself and other living entities because of a differential outlook. Now, this is one topic, shloka reference 3.29.26, Suma Mataji. 3.29.26. Okay.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Now, even we, mostly all of us perceive death as a cruel side of the Lord. Or why is Lord so cruel that he took away someone very dear to me? This is how, on a general outlook, we have, right? even as practicing devotees, we can, still perceive this when we see some Vaishnavas, senior Vaishnavas who pass away, or, our near and dear ones pass away. We still go through those emotions. In fact, even Arjuna, if you read in Mahabharata, Iravan, his Ulupi's son, he's in fact lamenting so much, he's crying. Even when Abhimanyu was dead, he was crying. But the difference was, he got to his duty, prescribed duty, kind of, immediately. I mean, then, because Krishna kind of, they make a joke, Acharya say, I spent the whole, 45 minutes trying to explain Bhagavad Gita for you, and then now you're sitting and lamenting, crying over somebody who's passed away. Okay, the whole aspect of Bhagavad Gita is we neither cry for the dead nor for someone who is alive. Right? So we have heard this, but then why we keep hearing it again and again is to, anything for us to kind of sink in. If I have to say sink in, we have to keep hearing it and get conviction about it. Like, Krishna says, what a fool you are, Arjuna. A wise person doesn't lament, doesn't cry for the living or the dead. Okay, what is living? The soul. It never dies. Then why should we lament about something which is already dead? I mean, the body is matter. It is already dead. Then if something, it feels that it is dead, then why lament about it, right? So that is one aspect. And then in fact, the whole of after the second chapter, when Krishna speaks about the soul, elaborately about the soul, if you see, he doesn't talk about the soul again at all, right? Because he gives so much about in detail about the soul and why Arjuna should not be lamenting, because the soul is eternal and the body is temporary. Actually, there is one very nice book by His Holiness Bhakti Purushottam Maharaj. It's called The Final Call, Death. And actually, it is a very wonderful lecture by Maharaj also. Right? I want to read one portion of it, to make us understand how inevitable death is, right? And then once we accept that aspect, that is when we try to become fearless. We say Shrimad Bhagavatam, coming into bhakti, it makes us fearless and other things. So kindly listen to this pastime, a very wonderful thing, and how the Lord is, how the Lord is really an equalizer, samoham. He doesn't spare anybody, right? Death is inevitable. So the story goes like this. The death of Vyasadeva's grandfather. Once, Srila Vyasadeva's grandfather approached him and requested, my dear grandson, I am very afraid of death. I do not want to die. Kindly make some arrangement for me so that I will not die. Srila Vyasadeva replied, my dear grandfather, how is it possible that you will not die? Everybody who has taken birth must die. This is the universal truth. I have never heard of one who does not die. You are requesting of me something which is impossible, which is not possible. His grandfather insisted, my dear grandson, you are an incarnation of God. You can do anything. There is nothing which is impossible for you. Please grant my request. At least you can try approaching Yamaraja and ask him not to punish me with death. Having been forced by his grandfather in this way, Srila Vyasadeva took him to Yamaraja. Vyasadeva spoke, O Yamaraja, I have come to you with my grandfather to request something on his behalf. My grandfather does not wish to die, as he is very afraid of death. As you are the destination of the living entities who die, I humbly request that you relieve him of the burden of death. If at all you are able to help in this regard, please grant me this favor. Yamaraja replied, yes, it is true that all living entities come to me after death, but I am not the controller of death. I only judge their activities and reward them according to their karma. I cannot stop his death. Srila Vyasadeva inquired, then who is the controller of death? Yamaraja answered, Mahakala Purusha is the controller of death. If you go to him, he may be able to help you achieve your goal. Hearing this, Srila Vyasadeva prepared to meet Mahakala Purusha before leaving. Vyasadeva's grandfather approached Yamaraja and requested him to accompany. Please note, Vyasadeva's grandfather approached Yamaraja and requested him to accompany them so that he might advise Mahakala Purusha to stop his death. Yamaraja, out of respect for Vyasadeva, agreed. When they reached the abode of Mahakala Purusha, Vyasadeva explained their reason for coming. He said, "Oh, Mahakala Purusha, you are the controller of death. Due to a great fear of death, my grandfather does not want to die. Please be kind enough to stop his death." Mahakala Purusha said, "Yes, I am controller of death, but I do not know for what exactly your grandfather is destined, and I arrange things according to the destination of living entities. Please go to Chitragupta. He has all the records of your grandfather. Please go there and find out what your grandfather is destined for." Before starting out for their meeting with Chitragupta, Vyasadeva's grandfather asked Mahakala Purusha to join Yamaraja, Vyasadeva and himself. Thus, the four of them proceeded to Chitragupta's office. Vyasadeva approached Chitragupta, humbly requesting him to find out about the death of his grandfather, Chitragupta. At the request of Vyasadeva, checked the file and informed the visitors that according to the record of Vyasadeva's grandfather, he was not destined to die. Everybody was happy and relieved to hear this news, as they had come there with the intention of stopping the death of grandfather. Well, they were all busy expressing their happiness. Chitragupta exclaimed, wait a minute. Actually, the record says that Vyasadeva's grandfather will avoid death in this life as long as he does not meet Vyasadeva, Yamaraja, Mahakala Purusha together. Whenever these three personalities come together in his presence, he is sure to die. Before Chitragupta could finish his sentence, the grandfather fell dead on the spot. We can see from this narration how the grandfather of Srila Vyasadeva made so many endeavors just to meet death. Although he did not want to die, his intention was to avoid death, but his efforts only served to lead him more swiftly to his demise. Although he was not scheduled to die, he went to so much trouble to make sure that exactly those three personalities would go together in his presence, thus unwittingly causing his own death. Thus, people are always try their best to stop or delay death. In reality, most people are simply engaged in activities that serve to bring them closer to death. All endeavors to stop death because the cause of death, as happened in case of the grandfather, he traveled so far and worked so hard just to manifest the conditions that would bring about his death. Now, you might wonder why, I went on reading this. See, it is very difficult, like how when the Yaksha Prashna happens, when Yudhishthir Maharaj asks, is asked by the Yaksha, is what is the most bewildering thing in this world? Is his death. People see day in and day out, see, hear, whatever, okay? But then what do we think? I will not die. My dear ones will not die. Somebody I know will not die. But death is inevitable. Now, why death is inevitable, right? If we are convinced about death, at least, I'm speaking from my perspective, death can come anytime. Whatever I'm doing, I'm taking myself closer to death. Then it's like that snake, Acharya snake. Death is like that snake, which the hood, is out. And it is just waiting to bite you. That snake is always there with us. So every time I'm wasting time, I'm thinking maybe I'll die now. So what should I be doing instead of gossiping, instead of wasting my time? I should be thinking of the Lord. So these things Acharyas give us, Shrimad Bhagavatam gives us, to be how much we have to every moment be aware that each day, each moment, we are only going closer to death. So these were few things that I wanted to share. And actually, I would give a reference also, like how the transmigration of soul, very beautifully, the shlokas and purports. This is Canto 4, Chapter 29, shlokas 66 to 85. I repeat, Canto 4, Shrimad Bhagavatam, chapter 29, 66 to 65. Yeah, no need, Mataji. That is a lot of things. We will read our shlokas only.
Mataji, it is 66 to 85. You said
85.
by mistake.
Yeah, even if you read the translations and how exactly the mind, what is the actual cause of, the examples and all given by Prabhu, Srila Prabhupada, and the shlokas itself is very beautiful. So, it would really do good to read that. Yeah. So this were, and I wanted to share one more thing. One Prabhu in a lecture was telling His Grace Vaisheshika Prabhu. What is Vaisheshika Prabhu known for? Anybody has an idea?
Book distribution.
Yeah. He says every month, right? We have to take something which is very dear to us. Okay. It can be very dear to us. Either donate it or throw it. At the outset, you might wonder what are we trying to say? What are devotees trying to say? See, we all understand what is the pain that we go through when we die, right? What is the pain?
40,000
scorpion
scorpion biting.
40,000 scorpion bites, right? Now, this was again shared by Radha Gopinath Prabhu in one lecture. What is this? His Grace Radha Gopinath Prabhu in one lecture. What is this 40,000 scorpion bites? Why should it be? Now, imagine just for a moment, I can pause for a half a minute. Think of all the things that we are attached to. I'm not talking about the people, my husband, my in-laws, my parents, my son, my aunt, my uncle, my friends. Okay? These are the living things. Just go around your house and just think of the things that if one, if I have Mataji's class, I always say this. If one katori is lost or the bai took it and she didn't bring it back, what would be our state of mind? So if you count those things that we are so attached to, 40,000 is a very small number. If we are able to really understand that when my soul leaves this body, nothing of it is going to come with me, then that is when we have to understand that the devotee doesn't go through that pain when the soul leaves the body if the person is a devotee. Parikshit Maharaj, even before Takshaka came and bit him, he already left. He had already reached the Lord's abode, right? So what is that pain? That pain is the attachment I have to my clothes, to my jewels, to my car, to my asset, to my body, all this, right? So I just wanted to add that. Yeah, we'll go to Shloka 25. I'm sorry, Shloka
27.
Yes, Rohini, Divya Mataji will read the Shloka, Suma Mataji will read the translation.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Atamam sarvabhuteshu bhutatmanam kritalayam arhaye dhanam manabhyam maitra bhinnena chakshusha. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada ki jai. Therefore, through charitable gifts and attention, as well as through friendly behavior and by viewing all to be alike, one should propitiate me, who abide in all creatures as their very self. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Okay. So now we spoke of what it means to not feel pain of the pain of death. I mean, during that, it also is on the mental level. What do I mean by mental level? Like we are upset with somebody, and then, or we are too happy with somebody. See, it is not just attachment. Is not only liking somebody. Hatred is also an attachment. We have to understand this, right? If I'm hatred or disliking, right? Why I'm saying this is, see, the translation of the shloka says, charitable gifts and attention as well as through friendly behavior and viewing all to be alike, one should propitiate me who abide in all creatures as their very self. Imagine. Yeah, I go to jewelry shop. I buy some jewelry for me. I'm supposed to buy the same for all of you. I mean, on a lighter note, I meant. I mean, I'm supposed to treat everybody else the way I treat me. I mean, the physical, I mean, the material aspects we leave out. It's on the mental aspect. If we don't do that, then that pain we are going to go through. And also, we are going to, if we are going to come back, we are going to come back with that person. Not that just the person we like, the person we don't like also. What are the 4 types of sons that is born to us according to Shastra? Anybody knows? Who are the children who are born to us? A Shatru,
Enemies, Mataji.
a debtor. Yeah, tell me.
Enemies, Mataji. Purva Janma
Enemy,
Shatru.
either a Shatru, a debtor. If we have taken debt from somebody and not, they come as our children. And then is a regular son who takes care materially. And of course, the topmost is a Satputra, that is Putra or Putri, who is a devotee child, right? So we will come back with them as children, as, you know, whatever relatives. So it makes sense if we are really very serious about our devotional service. Please practice this by viewing all to be alike. At least mentally, we should not be disturbed by them, and we should not disturb them. Yasmano dvijate loko lokano dvijate chaya harshamarshya bhayotvegayar mukto yah sachame priyaha. 12:15, Krishna says, who is very dear to me? One who does not get disturbed, one who does not disturb anybody on the mental platform, he says. See, forget it. On the bodily platform, this is just not possible. There are going to be differences because of our Purvarchita karmas. There are going to be differences. The only way that we can do this is on the platform of the soul, on the devotional platform. Like you see, or if you see what is the qualities of a sadhu, of a spiritual master, of a pure devotee. Titikshavakarunikaha suhruda sarvadehinam ajata Shatravah Shanta Sadhavah Sadhu Bhushanam. The symptom of a sadhu are that he is tolerant, merciful, and friendly to all living entities. He has no enemies. He is peaceful. He abides by the scriptures, and all his characteristics are sublime. Canto 3, 25-21. Alright. Umpteen times Krishna says, Adveshta sarva bhutanam, maitra karuna evacha, nirmamo nirahankara, samadukka sukakshami. He keeps on saying this. So at least first I should understand, okay, trying to be a devotee, I might be practicing some few things. Few things like, you know, I fast on Ekadashis, I chant, very good. That is the real step to come. Now, the next step as we are moving forward is to train our minds. Train our minds. Bhagavatam is not just reading. Unless we apply it, we are not going to be peaceful. I mean, we will have questions. Will we really go back to? It will not happen with our endeavor, right? Why do you think Krishna gives all these pastimes of Prahalada or even Srila Prabhupada or so many of Srila Prabhupada's devotees, you know, irrespective of what goes through, how they stick to their devotional service. He's giving a ideal solution. It can be followed. It can be done. Right? They were talking, I forget that Mataji's name in Africa. That Mataji said in Africa during that time, there was a lot of unrest, and then they used to come simply, you know, the black people who were as terrorists, I mean, if I can word it that way, they came into the temple and then they said they wanted to kill all the devotees. So this particular Mataji, Srila Prabhupada's disciple, okay, she said, no, you cannot. He said, as long as I am alive, you cannot kill. She stood in front of them and she got killed for the sake of devotees. Right? So it is not easy being a devotee. See, that can be an example. We don't have to go stand in front of somebody. At least if we are able to kill our demons inside, our anarthas inside, that itself is a biggest, one of the, I feel is the biggest gift to Srila Prabhupada. Kill all these, differences. And that can happen when you propitiate, who abide in all creatures as their very self. Why? Because there is Atma in them, there is Atma in me. And at the Atma level, both of us are same. We have same opportunities. Krishna has Surga. He will like everybody in the same way he likes. Okay. They might have done something good, bad, ugly to us. We might have done good, bad, ugly to them. That is just on the temporary aspect on the body platform. It is because of my karma or their karma, whatever. My endeavor should be to Adveshta Sarvabhutanam. Right? So here, how can that be? And then one another thing, what Srila Prabhupada says here is about mana and dana in the purport. Mana has to be given to superior, that means respect, and dana to inferior. Right? And living entities based on their karma changes the body, but not the super soul. He calls the super soul as kutastha. Right? So you can all read the purport later. And then, of course, Prabhupada talks about Pandita Samadarshina. And he elaborates on what it is to be a Pandita Samadarshina. So that we will see in the next shloka. Yes, we can see the next shloka. Yeah, Shanti Mataji will read the shloka. And then Vrishabh Bhanu Mataji, will read the translation. I can't read the full name there. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Mataji, I can call out the names, Mataji.
Yeah, Shanti Mataji, read the
Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Shall I read? Yeah.
Yeah.
Jiva Shrestha He Jivanam Tatah Pranabhrida Shubhe Tadas Sachitta Pravaraha Tadaschendriya Vrittayah.
Yeah.
Vrishabhanu Kanya Mataji, you can read the translation.
Translation by Sri Prabhupada. Prabhupada ki jai. Living entities are superior to inanimate objects, O blessed Mother, and among them, living entities who display life symptoms are better. Animals with developed consciousness are better than them, and better still are those who have developed sense perceptions. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. See, when I was going through these and listening to a few lectures and things, what came to my mind is how appreciative we have to be about Shrimad Bhagavatam, our whole scripture as such, right? It just, and the subtlety, the finer nonsense of everything that is given, right? So here it is talking about, it is talking about gradation. Okay, at the end of the class, we'll see why they are talking about these gradations, right? So, and it talks about, when we talk about not killing animals, then why plant is also alive, you're going to kill that, right? All these shlokas in detail answers that, right? And also how we spoke about Pandita Samadarshina, right? There is soul in the plant, in the tiger, in the human, in the bird, in the elephant. So we have to see the presence of the soul and the super soul in all, but with discrimination. Right? What is the discrimination? Again, we go back to scriptures here. Srila Prabhupada here talks about giving prasadam to tiger. It's not that you go and hug a tiger or a lion because there is soul and super soul. I mean, that much viveka we should have is what Srila Prabhupada. And here it's talking about dogs dogs should not enter. Actually, it was so shocking in the sense, there is nothing that our scriptures don't give. Only we don't have time to read them enough. But at least if we listen, this Prabhu was saying, if you touch a dog, one is contaminated for 21 days. contaminated in the sense, you cannot go to the altar, or you cannot offer and other things. Mahabharata says. And somebody who is totally against the scriptures or against devotees, they are born as dogs, is what scriptures say, right? Because we see dogs are more glorified than other animals, like how they slaughter other animals, and they think dog is their favorite. I mean, what the most faithful animal. There was another this thing running again from Mahabharata. It was saying the dog, the cat in the house, when it is eating, when it is feeding, it in fact curses, I believe, let this owner die and things. Cow is the only animal which says, let the person who's giving me food live happily. But you see, so topsy-turvy our whole world has become, right? We are so happy, or we are indifferent, or we accept cow slaughter, but we want to raise all the other animals. Okay, that is one aspect. So here in this particular Kapila Muni is telling how the gradations increase, in the sense, first, only the trees have the sense of smell and sense of sight, it says. Now, how can we know the sense, the sight? If you see the sunflower, the sunflower, it just moves where the sun is, it bends towards that. Right? And of course, because Bhagavatam is saying the trees have the sense of smell and this. Then next it goes to something like fish, it has the sense of taste. And they all say that is why it gets it gets caught because of that one particular sense, because it was taste, so it goes to towards its death, right? And of course, the Darwinism thing is Srila Prabhupada says Darwinism can never be accepted, because as per scriptures. I'm sorry, I think I mixed up. It is in the next shloka. So in this particular shloka, Prabhupada talks about how we have to actually make discrimination in the sense, if you see an animal, then give prasada. If you see a human being, and then, so you have to, even if you have your, if not at least loving relationship, at least try to be neutral, not get into any kind of negative, feeling or overtly positive feelings about somebody also. Yeah, following 6 verses. Yeah, thank you for highlighting that, Mataji. So we will see the next shloka.
Hare Krishna. Prashanti Mataji, you can read the shloka, Mataji. Sharmila Mataji, you can read the translation. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, pranams.
Hare Krishna.
Tatrapi sparsha vedibhya pravara savedinaha tebhyo gandha vidashreshtas tata shabda vidovara. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Danut pranam.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Among the living entities who have developed sense perception, those who have developed the sense of taste are better than those who have developed only the sense of touch. Better than them are those who have developed the sense of smell, and better still are those who have developed the sense of hearing. Thank you, Mataji.
Yeah. So you see, do we get this kind of details when we read in our regular curriculum? It's really showing how that gradation is. First, the sense perception which is increasing. Why this is important to know? I come back to that when the plants are cut, or the pain felt is less because its senses are not so much developed like the next grade of species, right? So that is why this details is given, because people will still argue, but at least we should be convinced. Okay, there is karma. There is a pain that we are causing for the trees and plants or vegetables that we are eating. So we do that aspect of offering again as per scriptures, right? And then Srila Prabhupada talks about how, snakes, the sense of hearing. And then how, and next about the frog also. Just by making noise, it is actually calling, calling death, because the snake otherwise wouldn't know where the frog is. But then by just, and time and again, in various scriptures and lectures, Srila Prabhupada and all Acharya says what we should be doing with the tongue. We are doing anything else other than talking about Krishna or chanting, then it is inviting death more. Kind of like how the frog is saying, I'm here, come and eat me, kind of stuff, right? So, what is the actual use of tongue? Srila Prabhupada talks about that in the purport. So, you see, in each animal, in the gradations that we saw here, each sense is increasing, right? But we humans have all the 5 senses and powerful. Each sense is, competing with each other, how to gratify itself. So you can imagine with one sense which is developed, all these species are going through so much of danger, then how we should be. You see, that is why this detail is given in Shrimad Bhagavatam. What? For us to be aware that we have all our 5 senses developed into full. And if misuse is like that frog croaking, calling the snake to tell the snake, I am here, is the aspect that we can know from this. Yeah. So next shloka. And in this shloka, Srila Prabhupada in the purport talks about, Darwinism, how it just doesn't make any sense, because, Darwinism, even before Darwin spoke about all this, how in our scriptures is given such great detail about the different gradations and other things, right? Yeah. So we go to the next shloka.
Hare Krishna. Karpagavalli Mataji, you can read the shloka, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Text 29:30. Arupa Vedavida Satra Tata Komayato Tata Vedam Bahu Pada Shrestas Chatupadas Tadoti Vipat. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada, Prabhupada ki jai. Better than those living entities who can perceive sound are those who can distinguish between one form and another. Better than them are those who have developed upper and lower sets of teeth, and better still are those who have many legs. Better than them are the quadrupeds, and better still are the human beings. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Yeah, it's a small purport. If somebody wants to quickly read it, somebody who has
Hare Krishna. Anybody wants to read? Hare Krishna volunteers.
Shall I
Mataji.
read, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Purport, na Mataji?
Yes.
Yes, Mataji.
Purport by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. It is said that certain birds, such as crows, can distinguish one from another. Living entities that have many legs, like the wasp, are better than the plants and grasses, which have no legs. 4-legged animals are better than many-legged living entities, and better than the animal is a human being who has only 2 legs. Thank you, Mataji.
So you see, if I have become a human being now, Manav Jan bahut shresht hai. I mean, very, after many births. So we see we have been all these different types of species, and we have got this rare human birth. And if we don't really utilize it, now we are back to zero again. Then we go through the whole process of being a bacteria, then an amphibian, a bird, an animal, a tree, whatever. And then in human beings itself, it's 4 lakh type of human beings, right? We go through the whole cycle again. And so many times birth and death, right? So that is why, time and again, scriptures and acharyas say, do not waste, we should not waste our human form of life. Right? And these are giving those details. Actually, when I gave you those references in the first shloka about the 4th chapter, Narada Muni is enlightening Prachina Barhi, how it is the mind that takes the soul from one body to the other. It's a very beautiful example given there, Srila Prabhupada, explaining that like, the caterpillar, when it is going from one leaf to the other leaf, right, it does not leave the first leaf, it is still holding on to it and then goes on to the next leaf. So there in detail, it talks about how the mind, first of all, it says how the mind is the face is the index of the mind. Now, whatever we are now is a product of what we were previously and what we are going to be. Future. In our next life, in detail it gives. And how the mind plays such an important role, because whatever thoughts, even if once I say I wish I had this, then I'll have to come back if I'm not entitled to it in this life also. That is why they say don't go and pray for anything else other than devotional service to the Lord. Anything, even anything at all. That is why the gopis are the topmost devotees, because they have no other intentions other than to just please Krishna. Because we don't know if anything I ask and then I'm not entitled to it, just to fulfill that I will take one whole life. I have to go through the whole process again. Right? So they in those shlokas, it talks about how the mind, the thoughts that go, then the desires we have, and then the lamentations that we have. That's why Krishna says, na sochati na kankshati. Someone who doesn't lament and someone who doesn't desire. You see, that is why he keeps saying, sochati na kankshati, na sochati na. Nirdvandva also he uses in Bhagavad Gita again and again. Because sochati kankshati is also, duality, nothing. That's why very nicely, I say it is not just Bhagavad Gita as it is. Life also should be as it is. Srila Prabhupada has given a wonderful title for the Bhagavad Gita. Just accept life as it is and do our best into our best capacity devotional service. Then we can be able to go forward, in our sadhana practice and in our bhakti. To achieve what we have at least started to do. We are all here because we believe bhakti is the topmost process, is one thing. The other thing, we understand that we are humans and this is a rare opportunity given by Srila Prabhupada and all his disciples, that we have this opportunity to associate, to chant, to do our sadhana, to read Shrimad Bhagavatam, all that. So let us, all of us, take it a notch more serious when we understand that we have been. Imagine how we treat a caterpillar or something. We take a broom, we squash it, and what all it goes through. I spoke of one species like that, like this. We have been so many species, and we have come to human being. And in human being also, Krishna says, Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschid yadati siddhaya. Coming to devotional service is so bahunam janmanam. So all these is information for us to bring to that aspect that every moment, not every day, every moment I have to be grateful to Srila Prabhupada for this. And I can show my gratitude in words, thank you Prabhupada, but in action by taking bhakti process very seriously. Thank you all very much. Hare Krishna. And I'm extremely grateful to all of you for this patient hearing. And right from Ashish Prabhu down to all the devotees who give this opportunity, which is really, I should say, super purifying for myself, trying to say something. and giving me an opportunity to purify myself. Thank you all very much. Hare Krishna. Anything good, that of course is definitely my Guru Maharaj's blessing. And being a conditioned soul, please pray for me to keep my sadhana bhakti going in the way to please the Padma. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Mataji, the story that you shared about Vyasa's grandfather, very, very touching, Mataji. It is so nice. Thank you so much for sharing, Mataji. Something that is very inevitable. People take so much of endeavor to strive for it. I've seen so many of them also do that, Mataji. I mean, you lead nowhere, but it was very, very inspiring. Thank you for sharing, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hari Hari Bol. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Yeah,
Very
Padmashri.
nice. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Very nice. The punchline, hatredness is also attachment was, it is like, it is striking me, Mataji. It is very good. Then because I don't know, most of them have people we hate also. We think attachment also means whatever, family members, children, objects. It was good. Mataji, the Vyasdev story, is it story or pastime, Mataji?
Oh, Bhakti, His Holiness Bhakti Purushottam Maharaj's book, Death. It is there in that. It's a pastime. Vasudev's grandfather, because it is coming from Bhakti Purushottam Maharaj, His Holiness Bhakti Purushottam Maharaj. I just read it from that book, the final called Death. It is there in that.
Yeah, sure, Mataji. Very nice.
So we have many questions, Mataji, hand raised. I'll call out the names.
Dog you told, no, if you touch the dog, we should not go to the altar and all.
Mataji, your voice is very low. Karpagavalli Mataji.
Mataji. Now, Mataji.
No. Are others able to clearly hear?
Yes,
No,
Mataji,
Mataji.
yes, Mataji, can hear.
Very faint,
He's
Mataji.
asking about the dog, Mataji. Yes,
Dog,
Mataji, go ahead, Mataji.
if we touch the dog, we should not go to the altar. Now we can hear, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, you have to. Yes, that is what the scriptures say. I was repeating what I heard from the acharyas in the lectures. I was listening. The dogs. That's why in the purport also, if you read that, Prabhupada says dog should be kept outside. Give prasadam out of the house. Give it prasadam and leave it there outside. Prabhupada makes that statement in the purport. You can read it, please.
Yes, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you.
Sarika Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, very nice class. Thank you so much. Mataji, in 3.29.28, in the purport it says, the first division is made between dead, stone-like matter and the living organism. A living organism is sometimes manifested even in stone. Experience shows that some hills and mountains grow. This is due to the presence of the soul within that stone.
Yes.
So we can take Giriraj Govardhan's example here.
Yes. Not only Giriraj, in fact, if you see the Shilpa Shastra, I mean, like people who make deities, carve the deities, they find a stone that is alive and then only they start making. If you hear the pastime of how our Narsimhadev of Mayapur was carved, that sculptor waited for months more than, he says, I'm not getting the right type of stone, so they also believe in that, right? Yeah, I forgot to mention that point. Thanks for bringing that up. Yes.
Yes, Mataji. And what about Mount Meru and Mount Kailash? Can we, is there any reference in the scriptures that
as of now, there must be. As of now, I'm unaware of it because I have not heard or nor have read so much in detail like you. I have heard the names, Kailash and Mount Meru. So any information you can give it to me. If I get, I will share it with you.
Sure. Thank you, Mataji.
Suma Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Mataji, all glories to Bhagavatam and all glories to you, Mataji. It was wonderful. Because today when I sat in the class with so many doubts in my mind, Mataji, I got the answers, and the one thing that which still I have a doubt is that, Mataji, when you said that katori, I could relate it very well, Mataji. It's not just the katori or fork. When anything if it is missing, it disturbs us a lot, Mataji, especially in the mornings when we are ready to pack food and everything. So we obviously, if we have a maid, we will suspect them. So thinking that super soul is there, so we will let them go also. But sometimes it disturbs, Mataji. Like we can't even let that go also. And we know that, oh, Suma, you are simply attaching for these things. You should not do that. There is something very, it is not worth lamenting on that. That those two things will be there, Mataji. So how can we come out of that, Mataji?
Yeah, Prabhupada has answers for everything. Yukta Vairagya, he said. I'm attached to it because it is mine. It is attachment. I'm attached to it because it is in service of Krishna. That is no attachment. Yukta
Wonderful.
Vairagya.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji.
That's
Hare
all.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Hare. Shobha Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you Mataji for the wonderful class, because today only I realized, just correct me Mataji if I'm wrong, I have taken down this note that everyone at the death feels pain equal to the biting of 40,000 scorpions, and these pains are the attachments of the material things which will not be there with us after the death. Correct, Mataji. Another question, Mataji, is like you said that person is like dog thing. So we have heard not from here from Krishna consciousness. It's not been a long when I've come into this, but other than that, I've heard like Yudhishthir Maharaj had a dog with him. So there, Mataji, I was confused. Like he used to keep him outside, or is it true also, Mataji, or is it just a myth?
I have not heard about Yudhishthir Maharaj having a dog. I don't know.
Mataji, maybe she's referring, the dog follows Yudhishthir Maharaj till maybe she's talking about that.
Yes, Mataji.
It follows Yudhishthir Maharaj, but it doesn't say he had a dog. In fact, in Chaitanya Leela, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu feeds the dog.
Shivananda Swami.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
he
eats the
takes,
dog. The dog eats
takes
prasadam,
a
and
dog.
then see that way how I mean they are what I mean Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is himself the Lord. So in that pastime when he's going through that forest, like he not just sees everyone, he makes all of them chant also. Hari Hari, all the tiger, the deer, everything is there. You see, that is at the very top, I mean highest level kind of thing. So even if they had, they know how to handle with it. Like we should not be, because now in the mornings, I mean, especially it's so painful to see people latch on to their dogs more than their own lives. It is very sad to see. They're not realizing what they're doing to themselves also. I mean, like in that perspective, I gave this, detail, because anything against the scriptures, how much we are simply binding ourselves in this material world. Right?
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much, Mataji, for that.
Krishnamurti Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji, pranams Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Mataji, ನಾನು ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ, ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ನೀವು ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು. ನಿನ್ನೆ ರಾತ್ರಿ ನನಗೊಂದು ಕನಸು ಬಿತ್ತು ಮಾತಾಜಿ. ಆ ಕನಸಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಸಾವಿನ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಒಬ್ರು ನನಗೆ ಸಾಯಿಸೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದ್ರು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಾನೊಂಥರ ಎಸ್ಕೇಪ್ ಆದ ತರ ಬಂದೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಅವನು ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬ ಬಂದ, ಅವನು ಬಂದು ಪಿಸ್ತೂಲ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಒಂಥರ ಬಿಟ್ಟ ನನಗೆ. ಆಗ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ನಾನು ಸರ್ವೈವ್ ಆದೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ತಕ್ಷಣ ನನಗೆ ಎಚ್ಚರ ಆಯ್ತು, ಸಾವು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಯಾವ ತರ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಕೇಳಿದಾಗ ಈ ಸಾವಿನ ಬಗ್ಗೆನೇ ವಿಚಾರ ಬಂತು. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ಕನಸಿಗೂ ಪಾಠಕ್ಕೂ ನಮ್ಮ ದೈನಂದಿನ ಜೀವನಕ್ಕೂ ಸಂಬಂಧ ಹೆಂಗೆ ನಾವು ಕಲ್ಪಿಸ್ಕೋಬೇಕು?
Okay. Yeah, I'll just translate it in English. Prabhu is asking, he had a dream yesterday that somebody first came to kill him in the dream. Then somehow he escaped. Then another person came with a gun to kill him. He escaped that also. And then after that, he was awake. And then today he is coming. And the first thing they were talking about is death. How should I relate it? Very nice. Actually, Prabhu, I gave those shloka references. There, about dream, it is touched upon. It is touched upon about the dream. Whatever dreams we have, it says there, Prabhupada explains there, that is, all impressions that we have had about our activities in previous Janma or this Janma. There is nothing new that there is about a dream, that which is already there. It is there in the chitta, in the deep conscious, it is there. And that comes as dream, is what Prabhupada talks there. Right? So that is one aspect I want. That is how much, I mean, I can share about dream, because very clearly Prabhupada in those purports says that unless we have done something, we won't get that kind of dream. If we are having that dream, that means we are related with that somehow, by the activity or thought or, whatever way. That was one part of it. And then, so your other question is, how on a day-to-day basis to deal with the aspect of death, isn't it, Prabhu? That was your other question, Alva? Krishnamurti Prabhu.
ಹೌದು ಮಾತು. ಈಗ ಕನಸು ಮತ್ತು ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್ ಮುಂದಿನ ಜೀವನ, ನಾವು ಲಿಂಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋದಾಗ ನಾವು ಯಾವ ತರ ಇದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಡೇ ಟು ಡೇ ಲೈಫ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ತಗೋಬೇಕಂಗಾದ್ರೆ ಕನಸಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಂತಾಗ
I will say how to take death is, I am speaking now. This moment I can die. Nothing stops. If my lifespan is done, I might not even be alive to say the next word, because I don't know. That is why Satatam kirtayanto mam yatantascha drudavrata namas. Satatam kirtayanto mam. Why do they say always keep chanting? Because one thing I don't know when I'm going to die. And at time of death, I'm thinking of that person, this thing, that thing, and I die. Other than thinking of the Lord or my Guru, then I'm going to come back. That is all I can say about death, what I can understand. That is why they say always, people make fun. Why you people are always chanting? You see, this is the reason. Okay, I hope it answers your question, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Mataji, conclusion is, ನಾವು ಸದಾ ಚಾಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಡಿವೋಷನಲ್ ಸರ್ವಿಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಏನ್ ಬರ್ತದೋ ಅದನ್ನ, ಸಾವು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಯಾವ ಕ್ಷಣದಲ್ಲಾದ್ರೂ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಸ್ವೀಕಾರ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಸಿದ್ಧರಾಗಿರ್ಬೇಕು.
Yeah, because death for demons is bhayankara, but for devotees it's another form of Krishna. Krishna says mrityu, what is that shloka?
Mrityu sarva harishchaham.
Yeah, I come as death. But it's another form of Krishna. So why I will not want death? If Krishna is coming in flute, will I say, no, don't come to me? He's just coming in form of death. That is also Krishna.
Okay.
So, he's welcome.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. In this same regard, can I ask the question, Mataji?
Yeah.
So, I just heard that sometimes whenever we get such dreams, we suffer, no, Mataji. We feel as if it is the real thing, even in the dream. So that suffering also clears the sins. Is that true or not, Mataji?
Yeah, I think because there's very detailed discussions about dreams, and I have not read much, nor have I heard. I generally try to repeat or say if I know. Maybe if in the process, if I get to know, I will definitely share it with you.
Sure, Mataji.
It is a very detailed thing. I heard that much in one of the lectures, but then I didn't get into the aspect of, this much was enough for me. Srila Prabhupada said, we don't get dreams that we have not done, the activities that we have not done. In fact, in that he says, I would have had an attachment to gold and I would have seen a mountain, so I will see a golden mountain. To that effect, that much Prabhupada says. So I said, okay, that information is sufficient for me to understand why I get dreams, and then how I should, do my sadhana to get away with all those unwanted things that are there in my chitta. Yeah.
Yes, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Mataji, the sloka reference which you gave is 4:29:66-85. Correct, Mataji?
I just, I think that is right.
Yes, I have noted it. Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, 4:29:66-85. Yes. Very nice. Very nice purports there. Yes.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Mataji, in today's class, Mataji, you said that if we have any one desire also, we'll have to take birth again. So in that case, Mataji, if a devotee is like, because it is very difficult to get rid of the desires, Mataji. Something will be there. So Mataji, by doing the devotional service, all the purusharthas like dharma, artha, kama, moksha, all the four will be. I mean, is it not, Mataji? Like, will be satisfied. Like, will be done.
Yeah.
Is my understanding correct,
Devotional
Mataji?
service is the Panchapurushartha, one thing. And then when I said no desire, see, the soul has desire to serve. I don't mean desires are zero. Prabhupada, Srila Jai Srila Prabhupada says, dovetail your desires. Desires cannot be zero. Thoughts cannot be zero. It has to be dovetailed. It has to be, if I want to buy this for something, I will start thinking, okay, even if I'm buying it for myself, you first start offering it to the Lord and then I use it. And then eventually we will come to that stage that, okay, whether I can buy it for me or no, but then I want to buy it for Krishna. I mean, so desires will not be zero. I will want to buy it for Krishna at least, or deities or temple I want to offer. It can never be zero. Please be aware of that.
Okay, Mataji, Hare Krishna. If those are the desires, there won't be any other, I mean, janma or something like that. I mean,
that's what, 3.9 he says, Yagnartat karmano anyatra. Anything you do anyatra other than for Vishnu. It is binding, he says, 3.9.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Mataji, so the desires, they will bind us to a material world. So any desire, we had been in the material world only for a long time. So we had so many desires, Mataji, the list was never ending. So whatever is not done, we don't even remember. What about those desires, Mataji? Because as you said, any desire left will be coming back. So right now we might be thinking for some time, and we are into the spirituality and sometimes into the material right now. So, but still the desires which have been desired previously, what about them, Mataji? How can we get rid of them?
Yeah. So this saying will help us. If I get what I desired, it is good. If I don't get what I desired, it is very good. Because Krishna has something. Krishna doesn't want to give it to us because it is going to be an impediment in my devotional service. If I get what I want, good. If I don't get what I want, very, very good. Because Krishna has some other plans. Oh, does that answer you?
Yes, Mataji. So right now, if we have that concept right now, so all the desires which have been not cleared previously, that will be cleared, Mataji. So our understanding will clear the desires, previous desires.
Rather than focusing on what desires I had, which has not been fulfilled, whether it will be fulfilled, you use that energy in chanting. You use that energy in devotional service. Things will be revealed. Things cannot be understood.
Yes, Mataji. Yeah, Mataji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Mataji, in today's class, we are convinced that we should not have desires anything other than Krishna, Mataji. But in some other class of Bhagavatam itself, when other Prabhujis, come, so when we ask them, we are not pure devotees, we can have desires or something like that, they'll say, Mataji. So that time, our faith is very feeble, so we will get disturbed, Mataji. So how can we save ourselves, Mataji?
You have a choice. Make a choice.
Hare Krishna.
Free will. See, nobody can stop the free will. Krishna himself doesn't stop. How can I stop you? You decide.
No,
what
Mataji. Hare Krishna. Like, Mataji, we are all following your words, Mataji. Like,
Bhagavatam words. I stand
yes,
corrected.
Mataji.
Okay.
The person Bhagavata. So we have to follow you also, Mataji. We have to, because we are so selfish that whatever is our according to our convenience, we will take up that easily.
See,
So it happens, Mataji.
Yeah, like you said, it's a process. Like how each of us are, everything Shastra. People are of three types: devotees. I mean, who are becoming devotees. One is in the water only. One is dry. One is wet. One is dry. So for some people, immediately, dry means, that means anything they say they can implement, not just understand, implement it just like that. Some people are wet, they will hear this, that, then they will do sadhana, and then they will come to the dry stage. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes,
And then some people are in water. So, like me, we are in water. You have to take them out of water, dry them, and then bring them to. So it is a process. For each of us, it's a process. And whatever, like Prahlad and all that, I mean, it is the ultimate. So that we know the standard, and then we know where we are, we know where we have to reach. And then, so it is not that Prabhu or Mataji who said is wrong, nor what I said is wrong. Each of us have a calling. Each of us, relate to one thing. So without making a comparison as such, just take to which level you are, and then try to move up to the next level.
Yes, Mataji, I understand. I'm in water, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. I also heard in lectures, they said focus on bare necessities only necessities, what we really need. It's a wants, so we have so many wants. We want this, we want that, there's no end. So every time you want something, think, do I really need it or not? Just leave it. That way, gradually, you'll get used to it. Just keep on living.
Yes.
So that is also one way we can achieve.
Like
We will get detached.
it's like going to the mall when there is a discount. You go to buy something other than what you want, you will buy everything, you come back, keep it, and after 3 months, throw it. Because you didn't
I've
want any
focused
of
so
that.
much on that. Mataji, I've focused so much on that. Now, even if I go to a mall, I just walk, I don't like to go to a mall also, because every time that keeps on ringing in my ear. You don't need this, you don't need that. So that way, it helps us, Mataji.
So see, Bhagavatam not helps just spiritually, it helps materially. See, it saved your money and time and energy.
Yeah.
Mataji, but Maya works in a subtle ways, no, Mataji. Like we can't even know, like, because we think that we are taking care of children, like for their studies only we are praying. So it becomes materially attachment also sometimes, Mataji. Like
the very aspect that you are asking this question is you have come to that aspect, that realization is there, that Maya can attack subtly. So you are in that next step. So you will go to the next step, how to deal with it, being unattached. It's a process.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Mataji, sorry to come back to the question since I didn't get the chance to talk. Question is that Prabhuji said about some dreams. And even I have heard somewhere that whenever you get a dream from which you get scared, those dreams cut your bad karmas. Is it true?
I mean, I'm repeating, I'm really not aware of it. If it's so, then very good.
Yeah, I have heard in some of the lectures which has been given on YouTube by ISKCON Prabhuji's.
I mean, I have not heard, so I don't want to comment on it. And unless I hear it or I'm convinced about it, because I'll be speculating otherwise. I repeated what Srila Prabhupada said. The dreams come related to whatever activities we have done. So I can only, what to say, with firm conviction, talk about only that. The other aspect I'm yet to know. Probably so much of discussion has happened. So maybe in one of these lectures, I will get to hear. Then maybe I will also say it with that conviction. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hari. So,
Sorry for disturbing.
Divya Gopu Mataji had a question, I think. Shubha Mataji, you will also get a chance. First, Divya Gopu Mataji, because she is raising her hand and then lowering it. Yeah, Divya Mataji.
Yeah, thanks, Mataji. Mataji, I have this question with respect to desires only. So, at least with respect to the kids, family, we'll definitely have this, that they have to study well, be better. Even it'll be linked to Krishna conscious somehow. Why? Because the acharate specialist. We want our kids to be such that, why? Because you have to be, sometimes I feel that we have to be a little successful for people to listen to us on a high scale. So in that way, I'll be telling him, study well, you can help so many people in Krishna conscious. If you are a doctor, you can help in this way, or etc. etc. But is this the desire which is causing attachment? Is this correct? Even to tell our kids to be like this?
Can be a knife edge answer. Yes, because you want it, right?
Right.
Arjuna did not want to fight. He wanted it. But is it what Krishna wants? Is the question. First question. It is good. Your intentions are really good. You are driving things at the right, in the right direction. But the problem with us is we'll be attached to the results. Maybe behind that, behind the Krishna conscious thing, I want my children to be successful. Study
Yeah,
well.
maybe I'm masking. Yeah, even that.
Masking it.
Masking.
Right?
Even
First
that
chapter, yes, Prabhupada's purport says, do you really, he tells Arjuna, I mean, he's saying, Prabhupada is there in the purport, in one of the purports, he's saying, do you really want it for Krishna or do you want it for yourself? So be clear about that, because nobody in the world will know about it other than you and Krishna. What is your intention? Okay? But still, at least you're saying it vocally in the forum like this. That.
But it will be like a boat only, Mataji. It's like somehow I feel that I'm sailing on two boats where one leg is that side and one leg is this side. Neither I'll be going that side or this side. So how am I supposed to totally focus on one side, Mataji, when I'm living materially, when there is so many things which are actually Maya? I'll say Maya, but I'll say my intentions are only pushing that side.
Welcome aboard. It's a process.
So how do you deal with this, Mataji? Like constantly you'll be recollecting all these shlokas, you'll be reminding all these, and
you see, what I have understood is don't expect results, or don't think because he will study, then he will be able to address people. No. Yeah, maybe there's a notch, this thing, but Krishna has his own plans. He can lift up anyone from anywhere, right? And then he can make him the great devotee. He might have not even studied a letter. He may be an unpad also. So you do what you have. See, saying is not a problem. But our problem is we will expect results like what we want. That is the problem. So if you can stop it only saying do this for this, and then karmanyeva vikaraste maphaleshu kadachana, he says you have to do your duty. You have no choice but stop there. That is where this subtle maya, that this comes. See, I did this because I wanted this for you to do, Krishna. No, Krishna doesn't need our intelligence. Unfortunately, don't use that 250-gram gray matter. I'm quoting Srila Prabhupada.
yeah, so true.
I hope it helps.
Yes, Mataji. I still have doubts. How to practice this is really very, very, very tough, Mataji.
Satsanga. Serve Vaishnavas. They will purify you. Serving Vaishnavas will purify. Devotional service itself is purifying, but serving Vaishnavas is what is going to make you reveal these things. Krishna, dadami buddhi yogam. I cannot, aham dadami, no, aham doing, no, dadami buddhi, Krishna says.
So true, Mataji. Thank you. Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Okay.
Shobha Abhi Mataji, just if 1 minute you will permit. I think she was, yeah, Mataji, please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji. Mataji, we have heard from the various lectures by other Prabhujis that even Srila Prabhupada used to say that ISKCON devotees will mostly go to Swargaloka. And so I have a thinking even if we are not finishing anything here, this devotional service, and we are not going to Vaikuntha or Goloka Vrindavan, then Mataji, we will be certainly coming back on this earth. So, Mataji, on this even planet, are we going to be in a very wealthy family and beautiful and all that, or in some devotee's house mainly? Like if we are in some devotee's house, there is at least some consolation that we are there, and we'll certainly.
Yeah. Yes, Bhagavad Gita says that But then on that, let's you and me ask Krishna and we'll say what he has to say. Because that is all I can say. What we are going to be, how it is going to be. It is beyond my scope of this thing. See, I will just genuinely say, more than anything else, Acharya say, Krishna sees your endeavor. Be very sincere in your endeavor. Krishna doesn't see what you have offered him in the front. He sees the intention behind it. Because we are all jivas, conditioned souls. He understands you more than you understand yourself. But in spite of it, if you're doing that endeavor, he sees that. So just stick to doing our endeavors, the chanting, whatever devotional service in a very sincere way, and then things will be revealed rather than understood. So we have to wait for that.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much, Mataji, because this question was troubling me from a long time since I have seriously read Bhagavad Gita 6th chapter. This question was troubling me. So I was just, thank you so much, Mataji. Now it's solved.
Hare Krishna. Thanks to Krishna.
Hare Bol. So sorry, Mataji. Like it's 10:50 now, but there were so many questions and you clarify it so beautifully, Mataji. Seriously, the session is, I always say, I like your sessions and sessions are excellent. But today, all the devotees were saying that. So it's good to hear.
Thanks to His Holiness Bhakti Purushottam Maharaj. Thanks to my Guru Maharaj. Thanks to Shrimad Bhagavatam. Srila Prabhupada ki.
Jai. So we'll end the session, Mataji, here. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Shall I end the session, Mataji?
Please, Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna to everyone. We'll meet again next Monday.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Mataji, please
Pranams.
come regularly to the sessions, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Please try to come.